I'm gonna have to get an intro video. I need to get something that isn't screen sharing YouTube. This guy's asked this question 4 times because I can, and because I don't want you to know where my eyes are looking. Hold that. Um, Big up Vigo. Big up to you. Mo, big up. Crusty. I'm still crusty. I looked angry. What do you mean I looked angry? I celebrated. I literally clapped. I celebrated both goals. I don't know what you're talking about, all right? I was not rooting against us. That's insane of you to insinuate, Mob. Um, Big up. Jenny. Jenny's here. Yo, what is going on? Jenny's here. Big up, Mob again. Watch it back on stream. I can't bear to watch myself. I'm not gonna play myself. I'll tell you that right now. But I'll go back and I'll personally look later. I wasn't upset though. There's no way I was upset. Um, yeah, but that's not for you to know. You see, I like having the ability for you to not know where my eyes are looking. I noticed that. I started to wear them as a gimmick. I was like, I'm blocking out all the positive pussies. But then I was like, you know what? No one knows where I'm looking when I wear these. That's such an advantage. So you never know if I'm looking at the screen or if I'm paying attention elsewhere, right? Like right now, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at my upper screen, but you'd never know. That's why. Oh, bro, kill me now. Kill me now. I was so fucking upset. I was so upset. First off, unbelievable game 7. Second off, guys, the Blue Jays had every opportunity to win that game, but it all goes back to, I believe it was game 3, where Bart Varsho thought he got walked, but the umpire called it a strikeout, and then he picked off Bo Bichette at first. Fast forward, the next guy gets walked. Christian Kirk hits a single. If Bo Bichette's on second where he should have been, that's another run. Game over. Big up Mito. Kingsman. Hey, you know what? Let the people speak. I don't really give a shit. I don't watch Lee. I'm not British. I don't live in Spain. I don't drink. I don't take a piss every 5 minutes. And I don't stream for 9 hours every day. So my name is not Lee, and I don't really care. Um, yeah, 100% I'm a smartass. Let them fucking call out whoever they want, bro. I'm gonna give my opinion. I don't care. Um, you see, you're getting it, KN. Two things can be true at once. You can play decent football, and the other team can play to your advantage. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get done saying hello to everybody. Hey guys, listen, Liverpool are scary. You know what? That's what I should have made the title. I should have made the title Liverpool are scary. Liverpool are going to win the league. Liverpool to win the treble. Liverpool are back. The legendary mighty Redmen have once again proven that they are the best in the world. Liverpool are back. Liverpool are goated. 100%. Yeah, Liverpool, 100%. Guys, everything, it doesn't matter anymore. Liverpool are in third. They will win the league. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want me to sit here and say after beating a team that I expect to beat? Liverpool are the best. No, I'm too lazy, bro. I have the same thumbnail every time. I'm just too lazy. I know, I'm just so ecstatic. You know, listen, we're gonna talk about it. All right, Eddie, we're gonna talk about it. Liverpool are shaking. Arsenal are quivering in their boots. Arsenal have their tail tucked. A team that's only conceded 3 goals has their tail tucked. Soba was good, but we're going to talk about Florian Wirtz. Don't worry. Hey, we're gonna talk about Soboslai's biggest mistake. Hassan, listen. People don't want to hear it. Liverpool are scary. There you go. All right, let's talk a little bit about the game. What I'm not going to do is flippy floppy. If Liverpool win one game and I totally change my stance, it's a pretty weak stance, right? If 90 minutes of football changes your entire perspective, yes or no, was your stance weak to begin with? Right? If one game changes the way you feel about 12, I would assume that the way you felt was pretty weak. You didn't have any logical explanations behind that stance. My stance is unchanged. And it's unchanged for a few reasons. Number one, the first thing I want to talk about, guys, we have to establish how differently Aston Villa played against us. Someone asked about the stills earlier. Listen, I'm sick, but I did go back and I went through the first half and I grabbed some. So we're going to look at some from the first half and we'll look at both goals. But ultimately, Aston Villa played starkly differently. How can I say such a statement? Well, number one, Aston Villa are the first team in quite a while that I have seen almost equal the amount of passes as Liverpool. For instance, Brentford had less than half. Brentford didn't even have 300, and Liverpool had more than 500 passes in that game, almost 600. Yesterday, Aston Villa had 398 and Liverpool had 467. The possession was almost even. Now, they didn't have any big chances because for some reason, Morgan Rogers hitting the post doesn't count as a big chance. Liverpool's XG was only 1.1. But as we all know here, I can't stand XG. XG is the dumbest thing in the world. I totally agree. We were gifted both goals, and we squandered every possible opportunity that we created from open play. We were offside like 8 fucking billion times. So it's fair to say we were fortunate yesterday. But this is the biggest difference in the way Villa played us. I'm going to rattle off some stats, and then I'm going to finish with Aston Villa. So Crystal Palace in their 2-1 victory against us, Liverpool played 45 long balls. Crystal Palace played 71. 71 long balls in 90 minutes. That's almost one per every minute. 71. Brentford in their 3-2 victory against us, they played 64 long balls. Funny enough, Liverpool played 61. Okay, Arnie, so I guess we're long ball FC now too. Chelsea played 67 long balls against Liverpool. Again, that's almost one per minute. It's damn near close. Manchester United played 75 long balls against Liverpool, the most of any team that played us. And of course, Aston Villa played 48 long balls. Aston Villa played 20 less long balls than any team that has beaten us this season. Right off the bat, every week Arnie talks about the long ball and how it hurts us, and Villa show up to Anfield and they don't use it. To give you perspective, Liverpool played 42. Liverpool average around the mid-40s. From what I've seen and what I've looked at, Liverpool are usually right around that 40 to 45 mark. So Aston Villa played the same long ball game as Liverpool. The team that criticizes it and says, hey, this is how you beat us, played the same amount as you. So that's the first stark difference in their terrible approach to this game. Make no mistake either. Liverpool did execute properly, but Villa were shockingly poor. That's the first big thing. So we've established the fact that Aston Villa came to Anfield and didn't play to Liverpool's weakness. Mistake number 1 by Unai Emery. Mistake number 2, unlike Brentford, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, United, and the rest of these teams that beat us this season, Aston Villa didn't play a mid-block. Aston Villa chose to sit back constantly. I saw people talking about how Liverpool changed their structure in offense. No, we fucking didn't. The only difference in structure that I saw was when Villa pressed high, we dropped more players back, which I love. Thank you. Thank you. We have the screenshots to prove that. Let me pull up the first screen grab of the day. Hang on. Let me find it. Hey, what the fuck? I don't know where it is. All right. I can't. What do you mean, John? So they played mid block so it's easier to get rebound from long balls. They didn't play a mid block. In their press, they pressed high with 3. But in many of the instances that I saw Liverpool sustaining possession, they sat back. And we're gonna look at that later, but I don't have the one of us building out of the press. But what I can do is I can show you guys Aston Villa's best opportunity of the entire game. Here's the issue that I had yesterday. Liverpool were pressing very aggressively, but it worked because Villa wanted to build on the floor. We've already established that they played a significantly fewer long balls than anyone who has beaten us this season, but they were adamant about building up on the floor. I don't know why. I don't know why. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Considering the fact that just a week ago, Frankfurt tried to do the same thing and we pressed them effectively. People are forgetting that. People are thinking that like, this press is new. Guys, second half against Frankfurt, they tried to build up out the back, ball to feet. We pressed the ever-living shit out of them, and they consistently gave us throw-ins. We know against a team that builds up on the floor, we can press you to death. This is the structure of our press that will ultimately lead to Morgan Rogers hitting the post. Mo and Ekitike, they're fine. Szoboszlai and McAllister, they're a little high up the pitch. Got Cody Gakpo here. Now, just for the sake of copyright, I'm not going to do the whole play thing. Now, this pass right here, this is what Villa weren't doing for the majority of the game. I believe this is Morgan Rogers, comes down and provides an option for, I believe that's Onana. For a lot of the game, Villa were not dropping men deep to build up out of our press. That's the first instance. So Morgan Rogers gets it, and then look at how much space he has to run with the ball. Again, this is what's going to lead to their best opportunity of the game, right? So now I've got 5 guys behind the ball and Morgan Rogers running at my defense. Lot of space. This is something that Aston Villa did not take advantage of. I even heard the commentator saying it, and I know I said it live during the watch along, that all it's going to take is one guy to find a pocket. For some reason, Villa just never did it except for this instance, and he'll have acres of space to run in our midfield. He did. Now, does this pass look familiar? Does this pass he's about to play look anything like, I don't know, Crystal Palace? Look at that space. Ball's going to go through like this. and it's going to cut the whole defense. But here's the kicker, and this is what saved Liverpool. Check out Ollie Watkins' touch. Did you see that? Did you see that? The worst touch I've ever seen. And it completely breaks it down. But somehow Morgan Rogers gets himself into this position and he'll hit the post. Now, from the position that he hit the post, it's a great shot. I don't expect a goal. But the point of me showing you that was what Villa failed to take advantage of in this game was the extra man. Constantly, we would be overexerting, overextending in our press, ball to feet. And they just didn't take advantage of it. I think on the day, Villa were just poor. I think their whole midfield was poor, except for Morgan Rogers, but one man can't beat a team. But I also think I saw more effort out of Liverpool. That's one credit I'll give to the players. I saw more energy. In transition defense, I saw more energy. I saw more fight. But also, I expect that when you guys had a fucking week off. So, Villa didn't take advantage of any. Villa did not take advantage of the long ball. At least in the proper way. I'm just going to go through the stills as I found them, and then we'll talk about the rest of the game. Again, forgive me. My head's a little loopy. Again, one thing that Liverpool did better than previous games was to cope with Villa's press, we dropped more men back. I love that. I needed to see more of that in previous games. Multiple times in this game, Villa were pressing with 3, 4. I had 7 guys in my half. I think that's what made us look a little bit better, which isn't a drastic change. What would I like to see in order to change my mind? More chances, more fluid play, less lateral movement. Actually being able to play with Florian Wirtz. That's another thing, guys. Florian Wirtz didn't play, and once he got on the pitch, he did nothing. That's concerning. I'm supposed to be seeing an evolution, not a reverse, not a revert back to what I had. I saw someone plotting Arne Klopp. Basically, he was like, we went back to our old tactics. I'm like, but brother, I spent 500 million pounds. That's a bad sign if I have to go backwards. That's not a positive. That's a negative. I just spent £500 million and you're clapping the manager for going back to the tactics before we spent that money? That's fucking concerning. I want to show you Dominic Szoboszlai's missed opportunity. This, to me, was the biggest crime of yesterday. Again, Aston Villa doing their best. Aston Villa do their best to give us an opportunity. He misplays a simple 4-yard pass, and Szoboszlai's going to pounce. Szoboszlai pounces, and then he gets right here. 22 minutes in, they give us the ball. Szoboszlai's on it in this position. He's got 3 options. He could hold it for half a second and wait for Ekitike. He could play it first time to Mo Salah, and Mo Salah's in with a one-on-one, and Ekitike will be up at the back post. Or he could take a flaccid fucking shot right at Emi Martinez. Which one do you think he did? He takes a flaccid shot. That's the biggest criminal instance of yesterday. Tom was great yesterday. Dominic Szoboszlai was amazing yesterday. Doesn't mean I can't look at this moment and say, do better. Because he has to do better. That has to be a goal. When a team is playing to your advantage for 22 minutes in a football game, and they gift you an opportunity like that, you have to put the ball in the back of the net. That's a 3-on-2. and he shoots it right at Emi Martinez on the floor. And it was weak too. Two things can be true. You can have a great game and also make a mistake. No one is perfectly perfect for 90 minutes. It doesn't exist. Let's move on to my next still. I've seen a lot of shit about Cody Gakpo. People saying he's one-dimensional. This is the new Liverpool thing. Let's pigeonhole one guy. Let's talk about one guy's performance, and let's just only look at him on the ball. And let's just look at what he does on the ball. And let's not look at what's available to him. This pains me because he's so slighted. Guys, look. Again, this is the position that Cody Gakpo always finds himself in. Always. Ryan Gravenberch is right here. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see my mouse. All right, Ryan Gravenberch is right here. He just played the ball to Cody Gakpo. Look at the rest of my team and look at what they do. You see, how many times did we see Cody Gakpo with the ball on the wing yesterday? And how many times did the picture look like this? There's no options here other than to cut in and try to create space for yourself or pass back. That's not Cody's fault. Cody's not one-dimensional because of that. You're putting him in a position to be one-dimensional. If Robertson makes the run and Cody plays this pass, everyone says world-class pass. If Cody Gakpo gets the ball onto the head of Ekitike and Ekitike scores or puts it on target, everyone says world-class cross. I got the rest of my team over here. This is a low percentage position. The only thing that you're asking him to do is beat this guy and try to get here. But then look at all of the defenders in between Cody Gakpo, the ball, and the rest of the team. He doesn't use the fullback even if he's available. Where's the fullback? Right here. The fullback is right here. Andrew Robertson, his fullback, is 3 defenders away from him. Whether you like it or not, the majority of the time, this is what it looks like. Yes, there are times where he ignores the overlap, but also are you asking yourself, is the fullback biting? You only play the overlap if the fullback bites and cuts inside with you. Then you play the overlap. You don't play the overlap if you cut inside and the fullback sticks. And a lot of the time, when Cody Gakpo cuts inside, the fullback doesn't bite. So the overlap is useless. Also, Andrew Robertson isn't going to fucking overlap, bro. Guy's a fucking million years old. Either way, the only point of this screenshot is to show you that Cody Gakpo constantly finds himself in positions where he doesn't have any other options but to cut it and shoot. Let me go to Twitter to find another one because I saw it earlier. Yep, here we go. This is what led to Dominic Soboslai's free kick. Guys. Okay, Mob. What about this one? What happens if Cody Gakpo beats this man? What happens if Cody Gakpo cuts down, beats him? I mean, first off, the space here, the defender has the ability to move in either direction. So he's not too tight. So Cody can't do too much. There's still 3 defenders in between Cody and the rest of the team. 4 if you count this guy. All I'm trying to tell you is that we isolate Cody and then we put 4 defenders in between the ball and everyone else. Yeah, see, this is the point, Assam. Slot is okay with this. I'm not. This is not high probability. Look, Cody Gakpo actually does cut in, right? Cuts in. But then look at what his options are when he cuts in. Look at what he can do. All he can do here is shoot. But then people say, oh, Cody's a one-dimensional cut in and shoot merchant. Guys, what else is he supposed to do here? What other option is there? I've got 1, 2, 3 attackers man-marked. I've got Ryan Gravenberch here, but even if he gets the ball to Gravenberch, Gravenberch doesn't have anywhere to go with it. Hang on. Let's go back. Watch what the defender does. Do you see how he doesn't get tight to the man? This is how fullbacks defend. This is proper defending. He doesn't get tight. He's moving backwards. He's moving laterally, and he's waiting for Cody to make the move. Even if Cody cut inside there, what are the options? I've got two defenders in between my first attacker. I've got Ekitike man marked by three different guys. It's still a low percentage play. Very low percentage. Very low percentage. Again, the point of me showing you guys this is not to say that Cody Gakpo is the best left winger in the league. No. But the point of me trying to show you this is that I don't think Cody is always put in a position to succeed. And I think that when you constantly put your winger in a low percentage opportunity, you're constantly going to get low percentage outcomes. Don't you think you're overanalyzing? Sometimes a cake is just a cake. I'm not overanalyzing. I'm trying to just show you what I see. I'm trying to just show you that there's more to the picture than the outcome. That's all. You have to view every attack like a percentage play, right? Like, if you're in a one-on-one, that should be a high percentage play for you to score a goal. If you're in a one-on-zero, right, that should be a definite percentage. 100% you're scoring a goal. It's an empty net. The way you view the game analytically is by percentages. What is the percent outcome that this leads to a dangerous opportunity? In the way that we play right now, we're trying to use our wingers as the creative outlets. So I should be consistently putting them in high percentage positions to create a dangerous chance. What I'm trying to tell you is that Cody is not consistently put in high percentage situations. So I'm not going to be upset when it doesn't lead to anything. Kirkes is a different fucking beast. Andrew Robertson is my left back. We're not talking about Kirkes today. Let's go back to the game. Let's keep going through my screenshots. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So the reason why we looked so good yesterday. Hey, I'm a nerd, bro. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd and I'm proud. I'm a nerd and I'm proud. I just like the game, bro. I love pattern analysis. And I think football is probably the most pattern-based sport in the world because of the fact that it's like that so much of it is just passing and tactics and trying to break you down. And like you're like, there's 90 minutes of football. If you see 20 chances in a game, that's fucking absurd, right? I don't even think that there were 10 chances 10 big chances in yesterday's game. So I like pattern-based analysis. Either way, the reason why Liverpool looked so good yesterday and everyone was like applauding Arne Slot and saying, wow, the offense looks amazing. Guys, how many of you were here when we looked at how other teams structured themselves defensively? I want you to look at this structure and immediately I want you to ask yourself, what do you notice differently? Now, this is just one still frame, but there are many of these same pictures. What do you notice different about Aston Villa's defensive structure versus everyone else's that we've played this season at this minute? This is the 25th minute. What's different? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 defenders sitting low. I would consider that parking the bus. You have 9 defenders in or within 5 yards of your 18-yard box. This is a low block. What did other teams do against us? They played mid blocks. They clogged the middle. This defensive shape is the opposite of what everyone else played against us. And that played into our hands because that gives Gravenberch so many options. Right? Like Gravenberch has two different options here. You can go to Szoboszlai, you can go to McAllister. But that's because everyone on the defense is parked inside the box. That's because they're playing a low block. Other teams didn't respect us like this. Personally, I think that Aston Villa respected us too much. I think that right now, if you play Liverpool, you can't respect us because if you respect us, we have good enough players to pass around a low block. And we'll be extra patient because as we all know, we love playing slow football. But they respected us too much. Brentford didn't respect us. United didn't respect us. Chelsea didn't respect us. Crystal Palace didn't respect us 3 fucking times. Galatasaray didn't respect us. But we can't talk about that because we won the game. We can't talk about how the other team played because we won the game. But why was it quick, JW? It's really easy to be quick when the other team is sitting 8 in the box. There's only 2 other players out here. Well, 3 in this instance. But look at how terrible this structure is. 6? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in the box, 3 players outside the box, spread out as all hell. This is not a mid block. This is a shitty, wide open park the bus. This is why we were able to play fluid football. Why we were able to move the ball quickly because of all of the fucking options that we have on the pitch because they're deciding to sit so low. That's the difference. That's all I'm trying to tell you here is the way that Villa played. Like, it doesn't take away from Liverpool's performance, but I don't expect other teams to approach us this way. You approach us with a stupid strategy. Do I think that Real Madrid are going to approach us with a stupid strategy? No. Do I think Man City are going to approach us with a stupid strategy? No. Do I think fucking Sunderland are going to approach us with a stupid strategy? No. I'm also not just going to change my opinion because one day we beat a team 2-0 after being gifted 2 goals against a team that played a stupid strategy. Go to another one. Let me make sure I got that right. All right. You guys are going to sit here and you're going to say, but Mike, that's only one screenshot, bro. That's only one, bro. How could you say such a thing when that's only one way that they played? That's only one still image. You can't come to such a conclusion with one still image. Anyone notice a difference here between all of the other stills that I showed you and all of the other games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players just outside their 18-yard box. That is quite literally the definition of a low block. The definition of a low block. This is why we looked so fluid. This is why we looked so good, people. Oh, someone's noticed that the hole is still there. Yes, there is still a giant gaping hole here. I know, but that's not the point of this. That's not the point of this. Eventually, McAllister is going to make his way into this space, even though he should be running. But again, the point here is to show you that they're playing a low block, not a mid block. Other teams didn't do this. Teams that beat us didn't do this. In the 33rd minute, they're parking the bus. Brentford didn't do that until like the 90th minute. Chelsea didn't do that until the end of the game. Crystal Palace didn't do that until the end of the game. But you're doing this in the 33rd minute. You have to recognize you can't look at a game without looking at the way that the other team played. can't. Football doesn't work like that. Now, one thing I will give the team credit for is that our off-ball movement was a little bit better. I think in spells of the game, I actually saw effort from guys who didn't have the ball. That's something I loved. I loved to see guys running into space, dragging defenders, creating opportunities because we did. I mean, a lot of them were offside, but we created space for ourselves with our off-ball movement. That's something I need to see going forward. But also at the same time, these players had a week off, so they're fresh. We did win more second balls as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's down to effort. With a week off, I fucking expect that. I expect that without a week off. So I'm going to have to see the same thing on Wednesday. I'm sorry, on Tuesday. If we don't see the same effort against Real Madrid, well, then we have a real problem. You want to know what's funny? Where is it? I have a picture of Frank Zappa hanging right there. I'm looking at Frank Zappa right now. I have a picture of him in my room right there. Here. Because you said it, Frank Zappa band. I'll show you the picture I have in my room. For this guy only, because he said it. This is the picture I have hanging in my room. Dark night. I have this right there. I'm staring at it. This picture, I'm looking at it. Big up to you. First person who's ever said that name in here. Hey, what can I say? Fuck off, Mac. Hey, listen, our transition defense was better. I'm going to give that to our players for sure. In transition, I thought that we were much more compact in the center of the park. When we were dealing with Aston Villa's counterattacks, we condensed the center of the park and we showed more effort when we collapsed on the ball. 100% we looked better. I have another one. So for all the people out there who are still doubting me and saying, "But Mike, that's only 2 images. You know, how can you categorize Villa's structure with just 2 images?" One more time, baby. 7 minutes later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players, 90% of their team right outside their 18-yard box. And you wonder why we looked better. You wonder why we looked more fluid. You wonder why we were able to sustain possession. Even though technically on paper we had 50-50. But regardless of that, you wonder why we looked a little bit better. Hey there, people, I'm Bobby Brown. Dude, of course I know that fucking song. Yeah, so did Crystal Palace. So did Man United. They didn't respect us, and look what happened. They won. The whole point of this is I'm saying that Villa respected us too much. You shouldn't respect this team. Teams that respect us will lose. That's the point. You don't walk into a club that's lost 4 straight league games and fucking respect them. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's fine, Timothy. But I said United. You don't respect us when we've lost 4 straight league games. You don't play into our hands when we do that. Unai Emery had the opportunity to put his balls on the fucking table and say, "I'm him." He had the opportunity to say, "I'm him." And he didn't. He played like a pussy. Are we just going to ignore the fact that he played like a fucking bitch? I'm not. He played like a fucking bitch. Now, let's talk about our first goal of the day. This is the structure of the press. during our first goal. Emi Martinez gets the ball. Let me fast forward a little bit. Now, people told me in my watch along, Mike, he gave away the ball because he was being pressed. He was forced into that mistake. Bro, Cody Gakpo is 10 feet from him. He only has one option. What this guy is doing, I have no fucking idea. Why he isn't over here, I'm flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. Onana is sitting here behind two defenders. You have three options, and two of them are fucking sucking each other off, doing nothing. And I'm sorry, bro. This is the Premier League. This is the easiest pass of all time. Of all time. This is a simple ball. You don't even have to play it with like an insane amount of pace. But what does he do? He passes it behind him. And Salah pounces and Salah scores. Big up to Mo. Even though Mo was not good yesterday. Mo made a shot on an empty net. Big up Mo. Big up Mo. He got his lick. All right, my last still of the day. Let's go to our second goal. Now, I just have to bring a counterpoint to all of my analysis beforehand. You know, it would only be fair. It would only be fair if I did. All right, give me a second because I can't play this. Liverpool pressing with three. Ekitike pushes on to Emi Martinez, and then we see this. We finally see a long ball. We finally see a long ball. Guys, Mo was not very good yesterday. He was caught offside like 6 different fucking times. He hit 2 shots into lunar orbit. Finally, Villa play a long ball. But what happens when you play a long ball? Can anyone tell me what part of the field you want to hit the long ball to? Can anyone in here tell me when you're taught about going long, where do you go long? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me where you're supposed to kick it long? I'll wait. I want to see how many of you guys know ball. Hey, there we go. Hey, he made one pass to Connor Bradley, and Connor Bradley was offside. Every time Connor Bradley got the ball, he was offside. There we go. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. You go to the flanks, right? You when you play the long ball, you play it wide. Villa finally play a long ball, right? Uh-oh, where did it go? The ball's right here. It finds Virgil because he plays a hospital pass into the center of the park. You do not play a long ball into the middle of the field. That's like a very standard football no-no. So all the people saying, hey, but a long ball led to our second goal. Yeah, but it was shit. He committed a cardinal sin. You don't play a long ball into the center of the pitch. That's a big no-no. Cody Gakpo gets the ball. And now this is my favorite. Everyone loves to talk about Ryan Gravenberch getting forward. Ryan Gravenberch needs to sit. Ryan Gravenberch is my 6th. He needs to stay back. You know, Ryan needs to stay back. I need Ryan to stay back, okay? If Ryan Gravenberch stays back, then my whole defense is safe. You know, I need a 6 to stay in the 6. That's what they say. Look at where the big boy is. Look where the big boy is, attacking the open space. What does he do? He gets the ball. He dribbles forward. He takes a shot. It gets deflected. It's a goal, and everyone's like, holy fuck, Liverpool are cooking. Ryan Gravenberch did his job. Ryan Gravenberch is the only guy who will fucking attack the space when I need him to attack the space. Yes, it does help. 100%. But he attacked the space, and that's what I need. Yes, but crypto, it is not the 80s. It is 2025. That would be my response. Nikki, that's just not true. I want us to win, but I'm not going to change my opinion based off 90 minutes. And in 90 minutes that we have already conclusively proved a team played to Liverpool's advantage. Villa didn't play the long ball. They played 20 less than everyone else who beat us this season. Villa sat low. They didn't play a mid block, so they gave us all the space in midfield. Villa had an equal amount of possession and almost an equal amount of passes. That's not a winning formula against this team. And yet somehow we still won. This is a decent point, but we didn't really play with a 10 yesterday. You see, our midfield yesterday was what it was last season. Last season, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and McAllister would rotate. That's what we did. We played last year's midfield as I predicted, and we just rotated them. But again, that's reverting to old tactics. That's not an evolution. That's not anything new. You just went back to what it was before. And you still can't figure out a way to get a 115 million pound player into the side. Because once Florian Wirtz came on, there was nothing. We didn't create with Florian Wirtz, albeit we were up 2-0, so we weren't exactly trying. I'm going to ask you guys a question. And I want you to answer honestly, and I'm going to wait for your answers. If Liverpool had won the previous 4 games, so if we had beat Palace, Chelsea, United, and Brentford, let's just say we won those 4 games. Or let's say we won 3 and we drew 1. But let's just say we didn't lose any games before this game. We were closer to Arsenal, if not above them. And we saw this game. Would you say it was a great performance, or would you say it was just a mid game? Hey, big up, Goat. Would you say it was a mid off? If we hadn't lost the previous 4 games, would you sit here and say that this was a battle of the mid? Yes or no? Does the previous 4 games affect the way that you're viewing this game? Mid. We haven't played well for months. Saeed says no. Yeah, for sure. A mid game, but a huge 3 points. Deserved to win. That's not what I asked you, Mob. I asked you if it was mid. Mid. I'm asking you to remove the 4 losses beforehand and view this game for what it is. Would you say that this was a great performance or it was mid? Do I get ass? What kind of fucking question is that, Gary? We're not here talking about my dick. I didn't say it wasn't important. I didn't say that. Hey, no, big up, Goat. I see you. Take care. Talk about execution, but say nothing of chemistry. How can Slot force chemistry with 7 new players to get to better execution? Well, Slot can change his structure to accommodate for the fact that players don't have chemistry. When I see players walking on the pitch for the majority of the game for the last 5 games, well, that's not something he's addressing. He's not addressing the lack of effort. He's not addressing the lack of movement. He's not addressing the structure. There's certain things that a manager can do to put your team in positions to have chemistry. But when you look at our structure when Florian Wirtz is on the pitch, it doesn't exactly promote chemistry, does it? It is a little soft. Thank you, Mac. Sunderland spent 200 million or whatever the fuck it was. They have plenty of chemistry. Hey, that's fine, Timothy. But what have I been talking about for weeks? I've been saying I need to see this team play good. I haven't seen them play good all season. Also, Arsenal aren't playing mid. We all know what they're trying to do. They play pragmatic football. To Mikel Arteta, they're not playing mid. I think, like, guys, people don't understand this. To Mikel Arteta, Arsenal are doing everything perfectly. Everything perfectly to Mikel Arteta's mind. Maybe not to your mind as a viewer, but they're executing his game plan to perfection. They're not conceding shit, and they're scoring one goal. That's all I'm saying, dude. All I'm saying is that it doesn't prove anything. That's it. If we go out there and we put a performance in against Real Madrid and we put a performance in against Man City, I'll change my mind. If I win those games and I put good performances in both, I'll change my mind. For sure. Slightly. I won't pivot on my stance. Give the man credit. Especially if Real Madrid and Man City play to our weaknesses. I'll definitely give credit. But the only point I'm trying to make is that we can't act like it's the rapture after winning this game, which I just see a lot of people doing. I see a lot of people doing a lot of coping, a lot of sucking off. And, that's because we have to put into context the fact that we lost 4 games before this. You can't allow the previous form to cloud your judgment. You know what it reminds me of? Do you guys remember when Stefan Bajcetic first broke into the team? Anyone remember that? Do we remember what the state of our midfield was when he first broke into the team? And what the narratives were when he first got into the team? Everyone was like, wow, what a breath of fresh air. This guy's incredible. He's like the next Steven Gerrard. But was that because he was, or was that because we were just so shit that finally we had someone who could do the basics right? Which one of it was more? Look at where Stefan is now, by the way. So which one of that has more validity to it? The principle of the argument, it's about the principle of the argument. Yes. And I inject some pace into the team, and I inject some energy, and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my God. A common issue I see is that people just, like, they're unable to contextualize things. They don't like looking at the context. Ever. Give me a second, people. I want to check my fantasy. Fine, we're good. Fantasy's looking okay. Tyler Warren's got to do more for me. All I'm trying to say, you got to look at this game from its context. You got to ask yourself, how many people are just ecstatic because we lost 4 games and we finally won? Probably a lot. Probably a lot. There's probably a lot of people out there who are just happy we won a game. And so they're fine with just being positive. They're fine with just enjoying the moment. But if we had won those 4 games, would we be saying the same thing? I don't think so. About this game. About this game. Hey, this is a problem. Guys, I don't think, like, when before this season started, you would expect, like, your floor would be 2-0 against Villa. Am I correct in that assumption? It's August. We just signed Alexander Isak, and I tell you we're gonna play Aston Villa. What are you gonna tell me? We're gonna fucking batter them. We're gonna batter them. Okay, so if that was my floor 2 months ago, should I be shocked that I executed my floor? It was a relief to win. We finally got a win. Still 7 points behind Arsenal. But we're in third, baby. Just be happy. Liverpool are scary. Liverpool are frightening. Arsenal are shaking in their boots. Have you ever been to Anfield, my friend? How dare you talk on this club if you've never been to Anfield? You know, you're an enemy. You don't like this club. You're an enemy of my club because you've never been there. Hey, I'm not the one who said it. Hey, be careful with those words. People might come at you and call you Lee Gunner. We nearly did. Morgan Rogers was this close. I didn't mean to flip you off there. I'm just moving my glasses. Morgan Rogers was this close. A finite margin. What would have happened if that went in? We'll never know. Listen, for the context of the team right now, yes, winning was exceptionally important because it brings confidence into the team. For sure. For the players, it's very important. You shouldn't underestimate that result for the players. But just for the players. Arne Slot is different. He still has shit to figure out tactically, structurally. But for the players to beat that team 2-0 at home after the last 5 fucking games, yes, very important. 100%. But that's just for the players. From a player perspective, yeah, it's the way it goes. Man City or Man City, bro. Man City or Man City. It's that simple. I'm not going to hyperanalyze Areola at Man City. The man's got some confidence right now. If anything, I'm happy that he didn't quiver. He went out on his shield. What formation Tuesday? Well, to me, it's not about formation. It's about how we play. But you'll probably see the same lineup. My assumption is on Tuesday, we're going to run it back. Florian Wirtz won't play until the second half. My assumption only. Or you'll see exactly what we did last season, and we'll go 2-10s. Either one of those. That's just my assumption. That's what I think. I don't know if Isak's going to be fit. That's the thing. I don't know if Isak's fit. If he wasn't even able to be in the team yesterday, do I think he'll be ready to play on Tuesday? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Now, I don't think Trent's fit or in favor right now, so he might not play, which can be a concern. But if he comes on in the 75th minute, I don't know. Yes, he can. Dominic's not a fucking human being. He is a cyborg. He can do this every week. Hey, see, but no, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to talk about that. You're not allowed to bring that up, Sheriff. You can't. We won the game. Just be happy. Just be proud of the boys. We won. Just be proud. Be proud, be happy that we won. Take it. Stew in it. Don't complain about it. We won the game. How dare you complain? You piece of shit. You're not a Liverpool fan. Contextualizing games. How dare you? How dare you? People really want to see Florian on the left wing. I don't know. I don't know what that would look like. I don't know. The Madrid fans I know seem to think he won't be playing. We'll see though. Edward, we said this. I liked the effort. I liked the fight. But at the same time, these players had a week off, so I expect that. That's my minimum expectation when you get a week off, is that you give me more effort than you have in the previous games. So big up to them for meeting the floor. I don't think he was put in a position to succeed. We didn't exactly cater to him. We're going to worry about it on Tuesday. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm losing energy. I'm still sick. Well, the press only looked amazing because Villa were content with playing ball to feet on the floor. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. Not yesterday. Not yesterday. We didn't suck yesterday, but Aston Villa also sucked. So context, people. Fuck that, Edward. I need to win. I'm not slighting Florian. I'm not slighting Mr. Verts. There you go. There you go. We suck a little less. See how we'll see how Madrid play. It isn't just let the boys play energy anymore. I'll tell you that right now. It is not just let the boys play energy. Either way, we've been live for an hour. We're going to call it a short stream today. I'm starting to feel sick again. I have been sick the last few days. I need this shit to fucking pass. We're going to be here back tomorrow to talk about the Madrid game, talk about the build up, give our predictions. We play Real Madrid on Tuesday. We play Man City on the weekend. Man City are flying high. Guys, smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button. How many subs are we on? 917. Guys, 83 more subs. 83 subs to 1,000. 83 subs to 1,000. I hate fucking saying that shit, but 83 subs to 1,000. Let's get there. Let's get there. Big up to all of you. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate your thoughts. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the game. We'll see if Liverpool can carry this winning form. Because Liverpool are back and Liverpool are scary. Big up to all y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.